Hello and welcome to another episode of Gridiron Gospel. I'm Will McDonald,
I'm Jason Obrowski.
and we're joined here today by Nick Fernbaugh,
Hey,
our Seattle correspondent.
It's probably the best way to call that, yeah.
We're just going to kick off the show with a little bit of a Super Bowl preview. Obviously, I'm a Patriots fan. Nick here is a Seahawks fan, so we're just going to kind of go over our keys to the game and what needs to go well for both respective teams to win. Now, obviously, New England comes into this game as underdogs. Seattle has one of the best defenses in the league, but New England has overcome that, at least that we have seen in these playoffs. They beat the Chargers, who originally had the number 5 defense. Texans had the number 1 defense, and Denver with the number 2 defense. New England also the first team in NFL history to go 9-0 on the road. Allowed the fewest points in the playoffs, 3 versus the Chargers, 16 versus the Texans, and 7 to the Broncos. Granted, the Broncos did have Jarrett Stidham in quarterback, so there's that, I guess, that little asterisk there. But, I mean, don't sleep on the New England defense either. All those teams that New England has played in the playoffs came in scoring about 22 to 24 points per game. Obviously, the offense was very limited in that Denver game. But, I mean, you want to talk about, we're actually just going to pan to Nick here to talk about the Seahawks defense, which has been money all year.
Oh, man, and yeah, I mean, I don't really know where to begin here because, I mean, this team has had, they don't particularly lead any category, but what this team, I think, lacks in, like, a true defining skill set. They were probably, I would say, one of the most well-rounded defenses ever. This is a team that can just cause havoc no matter on all 3 sides of the ball. Because their secondary is, I would say, one of the more dangerous ones in the league. From Spoon to Josh Jobe, Eamon Julian Love's back and playing at full strength. I mean, they've almost created, in a sense, like this no-fly zone that was kind of capped off, I would say, when they played a big matchup their second to last week of the season against the Panthers, keeping Bryce Young to only, I believe it was like 58 yards, 56. It was less than 60 yards passing, with like his longest pass being 8 yards.
Yep.
Like, he couldn't throw the ball anywhere down the field. And so I see that along with this like super dominant defensive line that has had its moments through the playoffs and an unbelievable 1-2 punch at linebacker with Ernest Jones, former Ram, which just, that always makes me happy saying that. And Drake Thomas, who has developed into such an unbelievable complement to what Ernest Jones' skill set is. And you get this dynamic defense that thrives off of causing chaos because every player on this team has almost like an underdog mentality, like almost similar, ironically, to your team, Will. That this team has a lot of underdogs, a lot of people who have been kind of doubted and pushed out of teams and had to go find somewhere else to be a leader. I always look at basically our heart and soul on the defense right now, which is DeMarcus Lawrence, the guy who pretty much got ran out of town from Dallas at the end of his career, and he's been the heart and soul with Ernest Jones, a guy who got forced out of L.A. on a sour note. And these two have been, like, the pride of our defense.
Yep.
So those are big names I always love giving their flowers to because they've been just so phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you want to talk about your defense, and what I think New England is going to have a large problem with is adjusting their offense to this Seattle defense. I believe their number 1 in points allowed per game was 17.6, 6th in total yards allowed. Their run defense and pass defense are both incredibly solid, and this is a New England team who, granted, they do have Diggs as their wide receiver 1, but they're still struggling for, at least I think, to find their offensive identity. I mean, they've had the rushing game all year. They've had the combination of Henderson and Stevenson, but I mean, Stevenson has, to his credit, has picked up his game in the better part of this, at least after the Steelers debacle.
Yeah.
He has certainly picked up his game from there. And Henderson, who's in the Super Bowl? That's
Scoreboard.
That's funny.
That was my Super Bowl.
Didn't you get bounced out by C.J. Stroud at home?
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, I mean, this is a New England team that I guess is gonna have to find answers and soon to deal with the Seattle defense. And not only the Seattle defense is one of the best in the league, but you want to talk about the Seattle offense. I mean, Sam Darnold, in his first year as the quarterback at Seattle, has honestly done miracles for this team. I mean, he's over 4,000 pass yards. Kenneth Walker, honestly, bouncing back to his Michigan State days. 1,000 yards, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, I say this as a Buckeye fan. I mean, it's great to see him doing well in the league, but gonna need to root against him for this game.
I know you're gonna have to.
Yep.
Which makes it even funnier. But I think one thing I want to highlight, if there's one thing I think that's gonna, be the sole determining factor of what this game is gonna be. I'm telling you right now, the one thing you're gonna be keeping an eye on is gonna be number 11 versus, I believe it's number 0 on your defense. That's Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's Gonzo.
It's going to be, I'm telling you right now, I will be surprised if the Patriots put anyone else besides Christian Gonzalez one-on-one on JSN, because I don't think working physical is going to work against a guy like him. So you're going to have to trust somebody who's got unbelievable instincts. And I preached about this in the Super Bowl prediction video I made with Jack. If there is one cornerback who I rate so highly in this league, it is Christian Gonzalez. He terrifies me. There is not one. He's like a 5'2" cornerback, and that's rare to see. Like, the only other cornerback I've seen that like matches that kind of guy to a T is Darrelle Revis, and that's terrifying to think that knowing that that's the only kind of guy I could think that kind of matches to the strength of like Christian Gonzalez is Darrelle Revis. And, yeah, so I know, like, if Seattle wants to win this, JSN's got to have a game similar to the Rams where he put up 150 yards, because that's our heart and soul. That's the heart and soul of the offense right there. It all starts through JSN.
Who's Patriots CB2?
Carlton Davis, I believe.
Give me Cooper Kupp for 100 yards. I don't care.
And this is something that I did want to bring up.
Man.
Obviously, you got to game plan for JSN. Kenneth Walker. Shahid had the
about Cooper Kupp and Troy Horton.
Had the kick return touchdown.
Troy Horton is dead right now. He is currently unavailable.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, but you obviously got a game plan for. But I mean, who I think is going undervalued, at least in the lead up to this Super Bowl, is Cooper Kupp. I mean, this is a man who won the 2021 Super Bowl MVP, and was also a Super Bowl champion. And he's just, I personally believe he's being blown under the carpet in New England's preparation. I mean, obviously, again, you got a game plan for JSN, but you also got to look for Cooper Kupp, Shahid. Obviously, Walker's a large threat to this defense, who I think is going to face a lot of problems. I think they're going to give up 3, 4, 5 scores in this game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring Super Bowl for at least Seattle, and I'd hope it is for New England as well. I hope they can keep up with it.
No, that's a good point.
Jason, what are your thoughts on what do you got for this game?
I got Seattle by at least 10 plus. I'm only saying that because Sammy G's is absolutely insane. He's very good at his position. I trust in the Seattle offensive square at least 50.
I appreciate the fit. You said what? You said 50?
Yeah.
You're a bold man.
I don't care how good the Patriots defense is. I don't care.
That's funny there.
I don't care.
Sam Darnold, just to note, I do not believe he has ever beaten the New England Patriots. So if there's a time to beat him, it is now.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I was trying to remember. I'm like, did he win a game against the Patriots?
No,
the Jets? I don't believe so.
No, he didn't beat him with the Jets. Didn't beat him with the Panthers. Did not beat him with the Vikings. Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I'm gonna joke with mine. I said this on the Super Bowl prediction, which hopefully will be out some point tomorrow or Thursday with Jack. I'm going to stand by this. I think Seattle wins, but I truthfully believe this is going to be a pretty close game because I'm not going in there and underestimating the Patriots defense. I think it's going to be 21-17 Seattle. I think because the biggest thing I think, and this is where the Patriots might shine, the Seahawks have been a sloppy team at times in some regards. They led the entire regular season in turnovers, and Sam for a while was the guy leading the league in turnovers. He had like 20, counting his fumbles.
Yep.
Which was,
I mean,
this is where the Patriots can thrive. But I do believe this defense is so good to where I think if Seattle can score more than 20, I think they will beat the Patriots, and I think it will. It's not going to be easy to score 20 plus on that team, but. Yep. I think they will get 21, and I think the Patriots are going to be held in check because I think I think you guys thrive is your run game, and you build on that with your play action. And so when Stevenson and Travion Henderson are going to get held, I believe are going to get held in check because Seattle's run game has been, I think, the best in all of football this year, run defense.
Second,
it's going to make your life very miserable.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about containing the run game, but I mean, you obviously got to like this. This is a New England team that has a lot of depth at the wide receiver position. You obviously have Diggs, you have Kayshon Boutte, but you also got to look out for guys like Matt Collins, who I believe will have a nice quiet game, but it'll be a better game than I think people are expecting from him. Also, look out for Pop Douglas. I mean, I feel like he can have a couple catches. If he can get over maybe 30 yards, I'd be happy with that.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, you talk about New England's defense, too. I mean, Harold Landry's been an absolute machine for us all year. I mean, he leads the team in sacks.
I think he's out.
8.5. Or he's questionable.
Yeah.
Spillane, obviously, coming up huge in this postseason for New
yeah.
England.
I don't like Spillane.
That movie
Should have
Steelers.
never left.
Yeah.
He was good. Should have never left. I don't like him for that.
But, I mean, I think that's just about all we have for, at least for the Super Bowl preview. Jason, what do we got for college basketball?
Let me fire up the
Excited to hear some of
the
these.
device again. Oh, I'm firing up the device again. All right. So, oh my God, I don't care.
Do you want to just look at it from
I got it. Thank you. All right. So, currently number one in the country, Arizona. They're 22-0. Should be there. Actually, I'll just summarize everything. The whole top 25 is the same, except almost every team moved down or up like 2 or 4 spots.
Yeah, there really wasn't much change this week, which is
No.
kind of the surprising thing. I mean, the only thing I guess you could maybe highlight is that Tennessee just squeaked their way into the top 25.
Yeah, because Alabama dropped out from 23. And
Deserved.
I will also say right here that I think the number one pick in the NBA draft has been decided. Give me Darren Peterson.
Really?
Darren Peterson, I think, is the number one pick in the draft.
AJ DeBonster?
Yeah, so
Nope.
where do you see a guy like DeBonsta going?
Debanza, after the Utah trade of getting JJJ, I don't know if he goes to Utah anymore.
That was wild
Yeah.
seeing that.
I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the most unexpected trade I've ever seen in my life, and I thought the Luka trade was unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't put that over the Luka trade.
no, it
by
will
any
never
means.
be over.
No.
But it's like,
But it's definitely a surprising one because you didn't think these two teams sitting around the bottom would make a blockbuster trade. So I'll be curious to see now where DeBonsta's going to end
honest to God, Debanza may go to Washington, hopefully.
Please.
Washington or Indiana or Brooklyn.
Please don't let him go to the Nets.
Don't
His
get
career will die there.
please, God, do not let him.
Yeah,
go to
Let him go
Brooklyn.
anywhere else
Yeah.
but Brooklyn.
Darren Peterson may go to the Nets, honestly.
Ooh, poor guy.
Yeah, whoever goes to the Nets,
Don't worry.
their career
Somehow, like the Hawks will get the number one pick or something
Yeah.
like that. The NBA draft like the most stupid
pl-
thing
the
on the
play.
planet.
If the Hawks get the first pick again, I swear.
Hey, the one thing I want to highlight, Jason, going off of you with the top 25. You highlighted that Arizona is one of the 2 undefeated teams. You know the other one.
Miami of Ohio.
Miami
I'm gonna-
of
They
Ohio.
deserve-
I'm
be
going
ranked
to
high.
say something about Miami of Ohio. Why are they 23rd? I don't care if they're in the MAC. Put them higher.
genuinely
I mean, look
think
at St.
it's-
Louis. Their only loss was against Buzzbeater against Stanford,
I think-
and they're 19th.
Biggest thing about it is the fact that they've only really played what they consider like quad 4, maybe a quad 3 game here and there.
I
And
mean,
again,
they're-
I think it is garbage in a sense because at some point it's like, yeah, you're 20, you're 23rd, but like it's also like insanely hard to go 22-0
Yeah.
in college
I mean,
basketball.
no
You
matter-
still have to win the game.
No matter what conference you're in, it's still hard. I don't care if it's the MAC, because MAC basketball, oh my God,
I
terrible.
mean, and
But,
there are
like,
some decent teams in the MAC. Akron's playing well.
Yeah.
Toledo's, or is it Toledo? No,
like
Kent State's having a solid year.
Kent State-
UMass isn't bad. Like there's
Um,
decent teams in the MAC.
the only sport UMass is embedded. Kent State and Akron are the other 2 good teams. Basically, oh yeah, Nebraska losing to 2 straight.
Yep.
They lost to Michigan
I don't think it's the end of the
and
world.
Illinois. Both at home, I think.
I mean, you want to talk about teams going under the radar. Nick, you actually made a great point with Miami of Ohio, but I feel like St. Louis is just not being talked about enough. I mean,
Yeah, no,
Oh my
they're
the
God,
not.
A10 team. I mean, I love A10 ball. Obviously, a diehard Duquesne fan now, but I mean, St. Louis. What a year they've had. I mean, they're 21-1. Their only loss, I believe,
Their only loss was against a buzzer beater against Stanford.
against Stanford.
Stanford.
And
of
I
all
mean,
teams.
to-
Stanford's good too.
And I'll give this to Duquesne's credit. They played them tough.
Yeah.
I've personally never. I mean, I've only
But
been
Paul-
here for one. I've been here for one season, but I mean that's the loudest I've heard that stadium in quite a while.
And I think
Alright,
you were here
so-
for the press conference, by the way. Josh Schertz, their head coach, came in for a presser, and he said, and I quote, "This was the worst game we played all season." When he was talking about how he played against the Dukes, like we forced St. Louis to play their worst basketball, and they went out and turned, and they've taken their aggression out of some people. I mean, you probably talk about
they
that, Jason.
beat Dayton like by
They beat 'em by 30.
102 to 77. Yeah.
And Dayton, not a team to be slept on in the A10. I mean,
No.
they're just a little bit above Duquesne currently.
Anthony Grant always puts their unit ready to roll.
So currently in the bracketology by the guy who should not have a job, Joe Lenardi.
That's crazy.
So the number one overall seed is Arizona. The other number one seeds are Michigan, UConn, and Duke.
Also, shout out Merrimack.
Merrimack.
Merrimack College. I got a buddy that goes there. So shout out Merrimack back home.
Oh my
Shout
God.
out,
I see that.
shout out Merrimack and get absolutely walloped by Arizona.
Where do they have St. Louis out of curiosity?
St. Louis.
I would
Where do
assume
they
a 5 seed, I would say.
They got Slew.
Where do they got?
Gotta be a 5 or a 6 seed. It
Slew.
can't be any
Slew
lower.
is a 7 seed.
Is George
What?
Mason? Is George Mason going to be like last four in?
George Mason, I don't think he's
I think
in.
they screwed themselves with that Rhode
George-
Island loss.
George Mason is not in.
I think here's the thing I'll say with George Mason.
they're not in.
If they only lose one more game and that game is St. Louis, if they can go out, win out, and beat like Dayton, St. Joe's, and VCU, along with Duquesne coming up here,
Yeah.
I think they have a chance. I think they have a very small chance to make it in as one of the last 4. But
At large bid, they don't have to win their conference because the A10 had this thing years ago too. Is with Davidson and Dayton.
yeah, no, you got
Yeah.
the money. And I think St. Louis is at this point, barring something
They both
stupid,
got him, so-
St. Louis is going to get an automatic spot
Yep.
Yeah.
without question. I'll be shocked if it's not top
By
5.
the
If
way-
they keep playing the way they do, it should be top. It should be a 5 or maybe even a 4 if they're playing as good as they are.
Miami of Ohio is 23rd in the country. All right.
They're probably an 11 seed, aren't they?
They're 22-0, 11 seed.
That's heinous
That
work.
is-
Playing the team I would not want to play right now, North Carolina.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's heinous.
That kid Caleb Wilson, he's good.
Caleb Wilson
Wilson's
and Henry Vasar are the two guys on North Carolina that are very good at basketball.
I feel like that's the funniest way to describe it. Like, yeah, they
They're
just
very
are
good at
fantastic at basketball.
Oh, speaking of another person that would fit well with the Wizards, Caleb Wilson.
Yeah,
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh, wow. It's in D.C. this year. What?
it is. Yeah.
Duke, Long Island, Villanova, Utah State.
I
I will,
saw that.
I will forever hate Villanova just by that bald guy at head coach, Willard.
We love Kevin Willard, and by love, I mean absolutely hate him.
Yeah,
Maryland's my
we
second team
absolutely
for college
hate him.
basketball, along with my dad.
There's a special hatred for him. He ruined Maryland basketball forever.
But I think one thing to highlight is I genuinely think this might be the year you might see A10 genuinely have probably the best year in college basketball, like for their conference.
I would agree.
In recent memory, if George Mason can have what I think is going to be the most important stretch of basketball in their life.
All right, so George Mason's got Duquesne, St. Joseph's, Richmond, GW, Dayton, St. Joseph's again, and the Bonnies.
It's decently tough. Like,
They can
got
win
some
all those
tough
games.
stretch. They definitely can. St. Louis will be the most interesting one because that'll be the last game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But because they were, I mean, right before that Rhode Island game, they were getting votes in the AP Top 25, like just outside. They only got like few, but they were like number 30 or something. They were ranked in the net like as high as I believe like 41 or something like that. And then they had that Rhode Island loss. It just tanked. It tanked them down to like 60 something.
Yeah.
And who does SLU have for the rest of the season?
Davidson on the road, LaSalle at home, Loyola Chicago on the road,
Bad.
Rhode Island on the road,
Bad.
VCU at home,
Maybe.
Dayton on the road,
Ooh.
Duquesne at home.
And then Loyola and George Mason. Oof.
They can easily beat Davidson, LaSalle, Loyola, Chicago, Rhode Island, VCU, I hope they beat the hell out of. And Dayton, they can easily beat, and Duquesne, they can easily beat. Sad to say, but it's like.
Well, one thing I'll say is I think Duquesne is a team that actually matches up. Like, they're one of the few teams I think that match up well against the way St. Louis plays. So I'm not going to fully underestimate it, but yeah, I think as long as St. Louis does what they need to do, they should be able to win out. At the very worst, they might drop the game to Dayton or George Mason at the very end of the year if they said, like, be careful and like rest their guys for the A10 tournament.
And that George Mason game, that could be I think that's probably the best game of the year in the A10.
Duquesne has the hardest schedule, I think, in the A10 remaining.
George Mason.
George Mason, GW, Bonaventure, LaSalle can leave. Dayton, Davidson, and SLU.
And then they wrap it up with Rhode Island and Richmond. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rhode Island.
I mean, they get a nice little ending that's beneficial for them, but I do agree it's not going to be easy. I don't think it's as brutal as it seems.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is, I guess, how do you value George Washington at this point? Because I guess that's going to be the key thing. If they can take down, because they've played George Mason well. Fun fact, actually, they're 9-1 against George Mason in their last 10 matchups. So they've been able to play George Mason very, very well. Jeez. Even last year, when they were the team that made the finals against VCU, they beat George Mason at home. They played him here in Pittsburgh. They beat him by 17 last year.
Wow.
So this team can and does match up well against Tony Skin's squad every single year. Like for the past 2 seasons he's been there. So I know they can do it this year. It's just I think this is going to be the ultimate true test. If you could see them pull out the most, I believe, what would be the biggest win of their season without question, that's a game it's gonna catapult them up because right now I believe they have the tiebreaker against Rhode Island. I don't fully know, but they might.
No, they don't have it yet.
They don't.
I think.
Is it off? I never understood it. Is it off of your overall record then your head to head?
I don't know.
I think it's something like that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, yes, we do have a tiebreaker.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Now, Jason, you're obviously our college basketball correspondent. What conference do you think is performing the best this year, and what do you think has gone the most undervalued?
Big 12 is performing the best, I think. Let me get to it real quick.
Six teams in the top 25.
Yep, let me get to the Big 12 real quick because standings. Arizona, Houston, Kansas, Iowa State, UCF should be ranked.
Yeah.
Texas Tech and BYU. All those teams are very good. And I think this conference is better than the SEC.
Really?
Yeah. Because if you look at the players in this conference, Arizona has Koa Pete, the Barrios, I think. Houston has Chris Sinek, Kingston Flemings.
Oh yeah, Kingston Flemings. I always forget about him.
Kingston Flemings, he's a guard. Kansas got Darren Peterson. Iowa State just has a good overall team. UCF, I don't know who's on their team, to be honest. Texas Tech has JT Toppin and I think 2 other guys that are good. And BYU has Rob Wright, the center, I forgot his name, and DeBanza.
It is LeVay.
West Virginia is even good, too, and I hate to say that. But
I think they have an outside chance of making March Madness as well. They could be a Final Four team as well.
They're 14-8. I want to say outside chance, but Oklahoma State's good.
It's a tough conference.
Yeah, it's a very – now if we look at the ACC here, which this conference is known for basketball.
Yep.
Every team from number 1 to wherever Cal is, good record. Duke, Clemson, Virginia, NC State, North Carolina, Miami, Louisville, Virginia Tech, SMU, and Cal all have a chance to be in the tournament.
That's insane if you really think about it. Get a repeat of the SEC from last year.
Oh,
who had
don't forget Stanford
their
too.
Final Four, their final worst 3 or 4 teams. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That was crazy last year. Georgia got in as a 9 seed, and they were the 12th best team in the SEC.
Yeah, I remember that whole argument that we don't care who got in, who's the number 1 overall seed. Why is North Carolina in the tournament? That was the conversation the entire selection show. Yeah.
Huh.
And because they were 1-12.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yes.
I was a little bit mad because I don't care if they have quad 1 wins. They're a good basketball team. So pull them in.
I think and this will be a bold take I'll say, is I think we sometimes overestimate the value of a quad 1 win Especially,
Quad one wins are the most overrated stat in college basketball.
I feel like the only reason they have it is to like say if you're like a team, especially if you're a team like that's not ranked or like very very good.
Yeah.
It's like should you belong in March Madness? You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah.
Big Ten has 5 ranked teams: Michigan, Illinois, Nebraska, MSU, and Purdue. Big Ten's awful this year. I don't really.
It's not too bad. It's just not great. It's definitely disappointing seeing Iowa, Indiana, and UCLA not do as well as you would like to see.
Mm-hmm.
I thought those 3 teams, especially Iowa, when they brought in Drake's head coach, Ben
Oh, yeah.
Sturts, I really thought
Basically,
they
the
were gonna
entire
be
Drake's team.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not that they've done bad. It's just they haven't lived up to the expectations. I think a lot of us thought. Indiana as well. They got to a very hot start.
Yeah.
And they just have not
Yeah.
really been able to sustain that
No.
through conference play.
Yeah.
Then, you know, you.
I mean, they are
I know you're
6-5.
You're not saying that you're
Yeah.
not an Ohio State basketball fan, but
They're
they
good, too.
got off to a great start, and they just have the biggest thing I've seen with Ohio State for basketball. They're like the opposite of football.
Yeah.
They can't win a close game if their life depended on it. I swear to God.
No.
Cue that buzzer beater Pitt had against them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nebra-
quite literally, yes.
Nebraska, North Carolina, West Virginia. I mean, West
North
Virginia
Carolina.
got the win there, but I mean, Northwestern barely came away with that one.
Oh, they-
on the road.
they played the
against
Mount?
Pitt. Played Mount St. Mary's, destroyed them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Came away with the win against Notre Dame. All.
I mean, the biggest one right there, I think, is the more concerning one. They lost to Washington. That can't happen.
No. Scroll up. Scroll up more. That game is concerning.
IU Indy, yeah.
Yes. 118 to 102.
Oh yeah, I do remember. That was
Like-
that first day was weird because like
Yeah.
that was the same time when Bethune-Cookman took Auburn to the brink.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Hey, but we do have an Ohio State Maryland showdown.
Yeah, I got Ohio State by 40. I don't care.
Yeah, Ghost.
I mean-
do we need to talk about Maryland basketball? I don't
I
think we
will.
do.
I do that every episode. I don't want to, but I do it
sorry,
for
bro.
the love of the game. Maryland lost 93 to 63 in their pink out. Probably the worst. I didn't even watch the game because, oh my lord, I didn't even see the stats.
I can't
They are
imagine.
worse.
It's got to be heinous.
I feel bad for Buzz. Why did he? I feel bad for Buzz because he got a whole fresh set of players, and if he coached the team last year, I think it would have been as good. But
So
I mean, Solomon Washington, 14 points, playing 37 minutes, and he still sucks. Elijah Saunders is a 3-point shooter from Virginia I thought would shoot better, but he absolutely blows.
jeez.
Yeah, Darius Adams. His quote after the game saying, "We don't care about the outcome, just the progress of getting better." That took the entire Maryland Twitter into nobody liked it. Yeah.
Well, at this point,
I
hate
mean,
to say it,
I
don't
wouldn't
blame
say
him for that.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't care about the outcome. I would definitely care about I don't care if you're 8-13. I would still care about the outcome. I mean, I wouldn't want to be embarrassed by Purdue on national television.
No, I mean nobody does.
Like-
But I think at this point, I think they know that this is just going to be a really it has just been, and it's going to continue to be a really rough year. So I think the only thing that you can, I mean, I think about it with like Duquesne women's basketball right now. It's currently, well, you guys actually called it. Ironically,
Yeah.
you guys were calling the game actually
Yeah.
when we did it. I was
Yeah.
producing it for when they played LaSalle. But it was the kind of thing where Danberg kind of like it kind of feels like that in a sense. Like you can only really take away like small
I
victories
feel bad for
when
him
you're
in
having
this press conference.
when you're having like a really rough year, and I feel like that's kind of the case with Maryland basketball right now. It's
Yeah.
like they know they're young, they're an inexperienced team. There's no real leader on the team. They lost. They pretty much lost like their top 8 or 9 guys.
We lost all 15 guys, and I thought
That's
like,
actually insane.
Yeah.
We lost all 15.
we had 15 guys, and all of them left, and one of them
God.
came back, and I think is not even on the team anymore. So
That's so bad.
like DQ left, should have done it. He's doing great in the league.
Yeah, he's doing great. Julian Reese, I think.
Ronnie
is in the
Rice, he's hurt all year. He hasn't played in a while for USC. Gillespie's doing decent in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Selton McGill, he's in the league. Reese is in the league. And then the bench, which never showed up. I mean, like, we lost everyone.
Yeah, like,
And
the only
then-
guy I remember even coming off the bench doing anything was Geronimo, bro.
Geronimo. Jeez, yeah. Yeah, that guy was... I remember his blocking against MSU when he blocked Cohen Carr. I think I went nuts after
I did
that.
too.
Yeah. But that This is one stinky year for Maryland. I don't remember the last time them being 1-9 in the conference.
It's so bad when. Look at the team they're right next. By the way, I just want to point this out. It's not Penn State.
We're not
It's
not
Penn
last.
State. It's not Penn State that's the one that surprised me. Penn State's always bad at basketball.
Yeah.
Oregon, bro.
And guess what?
Oregon's like the Loyola Chicago for
And
men's
guess
basketball in the Big
what?
Ten.
The only conference win Oregon has, it's against Maryland.
Yeah, I know.
And
They blew us
I was
out.
there. I was there.
You went to that game.
I went to that game. Yeah.
Oh, you poor soul. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you're not going to win a game when you're shooting 28% from the field and 20% from three. No, you're not going to do that. And you're not going to win when Darius Adams is 3 for 20.
That is
3 for 20.
It was around that range. It was awful.
that is just horrendous. That,
Awful. It was a terrible game.
Get me off
I mean,
Maryland basketball.
great experience. I mean, but like,
Oh, yeah.
no, terrible game.
Get me off Maryland basketball.
Get me out of the Big Ten. I don't care anymore. Where's the SEC?
Pivot to something that
Yeah.
won't cause me
Thank
pain
you.
and sadness.
I'm already sad right now. All right, SEC. So
Alabama
this
gets what they
conference,
deserve.
this conference shocks me honestly, because Texas A&M is not ranked, but they're ranked number one in the conference.
Yeah, I don't get that.
They have a better record in conference record, to be honest. And Florida's second, Vandy's third, Arkansas is fourth. There you go. I said it right this time. So
Arkansas.
Don't get yelled at.
Forgot you said.
Yep. Kentucky is fifth. Tennessee is sixth, and the other teams absolutely stink. So SEC is having a down year this year, but
It definitely is. It's surprising to see that teams like Georgia, Auburn,
yeah,
and Oklahoma
Alabama.
be as rough as they've been. Alabama, well, you see, I don't feel bad for Alabama.
I
It's a
don't.
different
I
thing.
don't.
You want to bend the rules, and here's the thing: I get what they're doing is
Who's
perfectly
Baylor
legal.
do?
I know Baylor is too, and it's funny that both of them aren't doing well.
Yeah.
So it's like, here's the funny thing I said with it. You know what? You want to do these loopholes, fine.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens if it actually works or not. Because it's funny because both these loopholes haven't worked, but I think it's setting a dangerous precedent of like.
And then the
Of how
only
to do that.
other mid-major teams you want to call Gonzaga.
Oh my god.
They're no longer going to be a mid-major after this year. They're going to the Pac-12. So
Rest in peace,
they
the West Coast
they
Conference
they
after
should
this.
they should win every game, but they always have that one game of they just lose to San Francisco, but they beat them by 2 at home.
Beat the Dons.
Beat the Dons at 2. They're back at home, which I don't know.
It's crazy. Gonzaga would probably be the best team in basketball this year if it wasn't for the one loss that was.
Look, it's
like,
Michigan by
wild.
40.
Yeah, that
Like,
will
that
be the
can't-
wildest loss of the entire season. There's no getting around that.
Good God, look at this conference. It's Santa Clara.
Yeah, Gonzaga
teams
should
aren't-
get out of there.
They're gonna get out of there.
I mean, BYU was in there and rightfully got out of there.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with. I mean, because there's another two teams there. Like Santa Clara and St. Mary's are still having fantastic years, all things considered.
Yeah.
And Santa Clara, I believe, has a decent shot at getting in just on their own
Yeah.
with the teams they've played. I mean,
They could, but it's a long shot, to be
it
honest.
is a long shot, but I
Yeah.
think the biggest thing that I think is hurting Santa Clara right now is one key thing I looked at when I looked at their non-con. And if you see the certain loss right at the bottom, a certain A10 school there,
oh, that's right. They lost.
Oh, they lost to Loyola.
Last place, Loyola Chicago. You want to find a game that's going to kill any chance of them getting in, like any chance of having a consistent odds of getting into March Madness? Circle that game
Yep.
because
yeah.
they were winning that game through most of it.
Yeah. Oh, look at
And
that.
then they blow.
That
the
looks like St. Bonaventure George Mason, bro, from
goodness.
earlier this past weekend. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No.
Bonaventure was winning the entire game until literally the last 30 seconds, and then they blew it and lost by 4.
Hey, if we look at the America East Conference, UMBC is number 1. I'm just saying.
Hey, yo,
You-
basketball legends.
UMBC should be in there.
How about Vermont in the?
Vermont is second, which is shocking because Vermont owns that conference.
Hey, there's
every year.
another. Hey, Jason, if you want to go further, there's another Maryland school that has a chance at March Madness. Go down to the Patriot League.
Oh my God, Towson, Navy,
Navy.
Navy. I did see in
is
the
9-1.
I
in
saw-
conference play.
I saw in the
I was talking with my dad about that.
I saw in the bracketology Navy was like the 15th seed.
You know,
I would love
Yeah.
to see Navy not have to. Go
I
in
also
as a-
know. I also went to school with someone on Navy.
Really? That's
yeah.
funny. I would love to see Navy just get in and not have to be a first four game.
Oh, yeah.
Because I always said this: if you're like a 15 or 14 seed, you always have an outside chance of pulling some crazy things out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like 16 is like, say a prayer, you're gonna lose by 50 most likely, and that's probably the case with 14 and 15 seeds. But there's been some funny ones. The one I'm always gonna remember. It's why Arizona's interesting. Does I remember back in 2022, 2023?
Oh, they lost to Princeton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Princeton made the
that's
Sweet
right.
16.
Oh, I
they
forgot
beat
about that
Missouri by 15 in the second round.
That was one of the better upset wins that I've
was
seen in March
insane.
Madness.
Nah, honest to God, you guys are forgetting one team that went on a run, which I thought would go longer. Oral Roberts.
Oh my!
Oral Roberts, yeah. I
That was absolute
only
cinema.
said that to get a reaction from him.
Max Amos.
Or St.
Killed
Peter's.
Ohio State.
Yeah. Hey, the streets will never forget Doug Eddard. That's
Hey, remember St. Peter's, bro?
Doug Eddard legacy run.
You know who was on St. Peter's team as well? Who was on Duquesne? Fusini, the Drame twins.
Oh,
No.
Fusini and Hassan Drame
Oh.
were on St. Peter's.
What was the game? It was like Furman or something like that.
oh,
They wa-
Furman in Virginia. I remember
It's 'cause
watching that
Virgi-
in school.
No, I remember
Virginia.
because Virginia, they come down with the rebound and like throw it like a football pass like down court.
That
And
make-
they're up two or they're
One
up.
of my favorite Kevin Harlan calls all time.
Like, I'm sorry. I was
throws
sitting
the
there after school, sitting somewhere, and then I saw that guy throw it. I think I yelled, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I said other words, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
like
no,
what are you
gotta,
doing?
Yeah, gotta give it
Yeah.
Duquesne.
What did you do?
No, 100%.
Like, why are we like?
Actually, no. Let's run it down here. What's the best like March Madness upset or like Cinderella run that you've seen?
Cinderella run. I don't count UMBC as a Cinderella run. So
16 seed beating a 1
Yeah,
seed.
no, but that wasn't a run. That was just
Yeah.
one game.
A Cinderella run?
Cinderella run or upset. You can pick one or both.
Oh, upset. I would have to pick Oakland going absolutely nuts.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one is-
Golke.
That one is legendary.
Oh, another
An
one.
FAU Final
He is
Four
right.
run.
FAU
Oh my
Final
God.
Four.
Shout out
Yeah.
Donovan in the
But
background.
but
Shout out
the-
Donovan for
But
that.
but the streets will never forget San Diego State's effort in the national championship.
Oh, dude, I knew a guy that had them going all the way. It's
That was sick
Yeah.
watching that year.
Except UConn. Yeah,
I
I
got.
don't like UConn.
Ooh, I'm so curious about. I mean, I'm gonna say this: if we're talking best upset,
yeah.
it was Farley Dickinson beating Purdue. There is
Oh my
no
God.
getting
Yeah,
around that.
yeah,
Because
that's-
Farley Dickinson wasn't even supposed to be in the tournament,
Yeah.
but because of weird rules, because the NEC is kind of a weird. I hate to say it, it's kind of a laughingstock conference right now. And there's no. I'm not saying that to be harsh, but it's more just the fact that the
St.
reason
Francis
that I
was
say
in
this,
tournament.
like this year is one of those years where it's very weird. Like I don't think St. Francis could get in because they're going down to D3.
No, they can get in.
Or they could get in, but that's like
Except
New Haven
except
can't get in. Oh God, there's like weird rules. I think Chicago State can't get in. There's like
No,
2 or 3
Chicago
teams
State
that
can't.
can't get in.
I don't think Lemoyne. Can
I don't
get
think
in.
it's Lemoyne. It's what I think it is.
Yeah.
Lemoyne can't get in.
Yeah.
And then, you just have this weird situation right now where. Well, you had Farley Dickinson who wasn't supposed to be there, but they ended up getting there because I think they were like second or third.
Yep.
In the
Give me
conference.
Loyola Chicago's Final Four run.
Yeah.
Oh,
think
that's
we're
legendary.
we're
The A10
forgetting
run.
about
But for
the
mine,
A10
if you
run.
want to talk about the best, I think, my opinion, I don't know if you two remember this, but back in 2013, a certain team was at a 15 seed. Their names were Florida Gulf Coast University.
Oh, Lob City.
Dunk
Lob City.
City.
Dunk
Dunk
City.
City.
Yeah.
I don't
beat-
remember that.
Number 2, Georgetown.
Oh yeah,
And
Georgetown. No, I
number
don't care
7, San Diego State before they eventually lost to Florida. But that was,
about- Georgetown's a
oh my
fraud.
God, if you want to talk about the thing that got me into college basketball as a kid, that's one of those like core memories. Like when I was 12, like 11 or 12 years old. That sits in the back of my brain. And I watch that every time March Madness gets closer
Yeah.
because it's just one of my favorite videos to ever watch.
I mean, if you want to talk upsets, I think Fairleigh Dickinson is fair to put at number one. I mean,
I
It's
still
up
got
there.
I still got UMBC.
That one is
I
better.
go Furman and Virginia as well, though. I mean, just because of how good of a game that was.
That was legendarily.
But I mean, there is
UMBC
room to
is
be said
upset,
for
so-
Oakland, UMBC, Loyola Chicago.
I think none of us or I think everyone forgot about this, but South Carolina's run as a 7 seed years ago. They
forget.
went to the Final Four, I think.
Oh, I do
Yeah.
remember that vaguely. Yeah.
They went to the Final Four, I think, and that was the only good year South Carolina was good, I think.
I'm saying this. You know what? I'm gonna make a bold prediction right now before we wrap this up.
Yep.
Mark my words. You want to talk about a team? If they end up in a double digit seed, I'm telling you they're gonna go on a crazy run. That's Miami of Ohio. I'll
No.
put that down.
No,
Right.
If they
now.
play a team, if they play North Carolina like it says on there, they're getting.
I don't think
whooped.
they'll play
I
North
don't care.
Carolina, but if they play
No,
someone like
they're getting whooped.
I think if they play someone who's like a middling team, if you get like a UCF or like a
Wait, who are the
Vanderbilt, like they could pull off a crazy upset.
who are the first 4 games? Ohio State, Texas,
Yep, Ohio State, Texas.
Vermont, NC Central. NC Central always is projected
Yeah.
to get into the tournament.
Yeah.
Never win.
Harvard
Harvard and
in BCU.
BCU. What's that?
BCU.
What college is that? Scroll
Boston
down.
College University.
No.
Boston College. Is
Oh, it's
not good.
Bethman Cookham.
Oh, it's Bethune-Cookman
Bethune
from
Cookman.
Yeah, Boston College. There isn't a shot in the dark that Boston
The-
Or what
College.
I thought it meant BU is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Who's on the bubble? Last 4 buys: Indiana, UCLA, New Mexico, and Miami. Last 4 in: USC, Ohio State, San Diego State, Texas.
Be wild.
Virginia Tech's first 4 out. Cal, Seton Hall, and Santa Clara. So Santa Clara does indeed have a shot. Next 4 out, George Mason's in there. So
And VCU.
yeah.
2 A10.
Wait, how's VCU in there? What?
2 A10.
What?
They are up there, I think.
They are
VCU
definitely
should
up
not
there.
be.
Should there be is a different story, but yeah. But yeah.
Overall, Maryland sucks. I'm good.
Yeah. But that's just about all the time we have here on Gridiron Gospel. Special thanks to Nick Fernbaugh. And do you want to just talk about your brand a little bit?
Oh God. So this is my YouTube. My YouTube's called Silver Ranch. If anyone ever wants to check it out, I do a lot of gaming, music video, music reactions. I do a podcast where I interview artists. It's definitely a little more different than like say y'all with how well you do sports content here. But I also do some sports stuff here and there. I'm actually going to be live streaming the Super Bowl on my YouTube with our producer Carlos in the back with. Hopefully both of you. I just have to figure out the logistics of getting everybody there for how my building is. But yeah,
that's yeah. No, but we do appreciate you being on the show here. Always welcoming new guests and obviously just trying to grow the brand. But that's just about all for us. I'm Will McDonald,
I'm Jason Abramski.
and I'm Nick Fernbaugh.
and we'll see you next week.